welcome to my channel. So I know I disappeared last week. I finished my fast, my long-term fast last week, and I needed a timeout. So I took that and now I'm back. So I will have a video out later this week that talks about like how long I went on my fast and how it all worked out and what my ketone levels were. So if you're interested in that, hit that subscribe button or the notification button and it'll tell you when that video comes out, but it will be coming out this week. So let's talk about what's going on next. So I will start by saying I am not sponsored by anyone. I do these different workouts and different kind of things on dieting because I'm curious to do them and I want to share them with all of you because there's like 10 million different ways to diet and lose weight and you really have to figure out what works for you. So for the next 30 days, we are doing Beachbody on demand and we're doing a challenge group. I'm going to take you with me on this process and I'm going to share what it looks like with you and like how I feel about certain things and whether or not I think it's worth the money. And I will say I am not sponsored. No one is paying me. No one gave me free stuff. And so my review will be completely 100% honest. So today is my first day. So we're just going to talk about like the basics of what I paid for and what I will be getting. Let's start by... So I will start by telling you guys that I am documenting every single day on Instagram. So if you were curious about like how this works and what I'm eating and how the workouts are going and you want some daily motivation, just head on over to Instagram. I'll leave a link below and I'll put something up here so that you guys can find me on there. So the Beachbody On Demand Challenge Group, what is it, right? So you can go on to Beachbody and you can pay for Beachbody. You can go on there and you can buy their shakes. But if you find a coach, coaches do challenge groups. And what it is it's an accountability group with a coach who gives you advice when you need it, mostly nutritional advice. But also my coach gave me advice on like what workout series to do. So let's start with what I paid and then we'll talk about like what I got. So I paid $160. I know that is a lot, but what I got for that $160 is a month worth of shakes, which is valued at $130. I got a year's worth of access to Beachbody, which is valued at $99. I got a shaker, which is I would say like $5-10 for a shaker, right? And then I also got the portion control containers that Beachbody uses. So that's another $10. So that's about $250 worth of stuff for $160. And it is a bit of a gamble because if I don't like Beachbody and I end up not using it, then there's no value to that. Or if the shakes suck, then I'm out money, right? But that is what I've got to try. So let's talk a little bit about each one of those components, and then we'll talk a little bit about how the challenge group works. So let's start with Beachbody On Demand. So Beachbody On Demand is more like a Netflix for working out, and you pick a program or just a specific video, and you do the workouts for that video. So I am doing the 21-day fix. That's what my coach recommended for me, especially since I need to be more cardio-based. For the 21-day fix, you work out 7 days a week for 30 minutes. And it is a lot more jumping and stuff like that. And I won't be doing weights because I really want to get my heart rate up. And I tried it last week and I got super sore even without weights. So Beachbody On Demand has like a gazillion workouts and a bunch of programs for a bunch of different levels. So if you haven't worked out ever, they have line dancing and they have yoga, and the 21-day fix is more cardio based, and then they have modifications. And so it really is just a nice at-home workout. These shakes, let's talk about the shakes. The shakes are $130. They are super expensive. What I like about them is that they have a lot of different components in them that you don't normally get in your diet. For instance, they have a couple of mushrooms. And there's been a lot of studies on the benefits of very specific mushrooms. The problem with the shake that I'm not really sure that I like is that when you do studies, you do a specific amount of that particular component. Well, Beachbody doesn't tell me how much ashwagandha is in their shake. So whether or not I am getting therapeutic levels of ashwagandha in order to receive the benefits that come from that particular component, all of those things are very expensive, which then makes the shake very expensive. But, so I have not tried the shake yet. I'm trying it today whenever I feel like eating. That's going to be the first thing that I eat today. So, again, Instagram. I'm going to be posting on Instagram and showing you guys what I'm doing every day. And also, I will do a review of the shake. And if you don't want to do Instagram or you don't have Instagram, once every week I come on here and I post my workouts and all that stuff. So next week you will get a full review of how I feel about the first week of Beachbody. So we've talked about Beachbody on demand. We've talked about the shake. So the last component to Beachbody is the containers. So the containers are color coordinated, and I don't know, y'all, I'm a little nervous about this. So for those of you that don't know, I have celiac, so I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates. The only carbohydrate that's on the list that they have that I can eat is sweet potato. So I could eat sweet potato every single day if I want to follow this program. Also, I'm used to doing low carb, and this is a lot higher carbs than I'm used to doing. And it's higher protein and lower fat. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm a little nervous for the portion control. So if you want to see, I'll put a picture up here somewhere of what the containers look like, but they're just containers. If you wanted to do something similar and you didn't want to purchase the containers, you can Google it and it'll tell you that, like, oh, the vegetables container is 1 cup and the meats container is 3/4 of a cup, and you can just measure out your food that way. But I did measure out my food yesterday, and the meat is like 5 ounces of meat at every meal, or 2 to 3 eggs. And so I'm a little nervous about the amount that I'm going to be eating, and also the macros of what I'm eating. But I'm committed to this for the next 30 days, so we're going to see if this works. So now let's talk about like what a Beachbody challenge group is and like how this came about. So I was following a lady on Instagram because she offers like workout motivation and stuff like that. And she contacted me and she's like, hey, I'm starting a challenge group. I'm a coach. Do you want to be a part of my challenge group? This is the cost. This is what I'm offering. And so obviously I thought about it, and I thought about the money and how expensive it was. And I decided, I got a YouTube channel. I get an allowance every month. Let's just do this. Let's try something different and get back into working out. So that is how I got into the challenge group. So now let's talk about like what has happened so far with the challenge group. So a couple days before this challenge, this 30-day challenge started, I received a message from my coach, and she had me download a tracker app that connects me with her and all the other coaches and all the other people that are doing this challenge group with me. And so it's a bunch of other ladies who are trying to lose weight and are trying Beachbody, and so we're all doing this together. And so we go onto this app, and every time I work out, I tell everyone, hey, I worked out. Every time I have a shake or I post some of my food, I show them and I'm like, hey, I did this. Did you do this? So it's a literal accountability group. So the other thing it offers is coaching. And I think coaching is great if you don't know what to eat. If you're at the grocery store and you're like, should I get pretzels? Are pretzels okay to eat? Should I be getting like baked chips? Can I eat baked chips? If that is where you're at on your fitness journey, coaching is amazing because that person has the entry level training enough to know like, hey, you should check the ingredients on that. And maybe you shouldn't be eating pretzels. They're pretty high in carbs. So if that's where you're at for weight loss, then awesome. I will tell you, my coach did not know what intermittent fasting is, and intermittent fasting is pretty damn popular right now. And so they have been trained to do a certain type of diet, and then that's what they sell because they make money, y'all. So you take everything people tell you with a grain of salt if they are making money. All right, y'all. So I will be keeping you guys up to date. Again, go over to my Instagram if you're curious about how this is going. I'll be posting daily. And if you don't have an Instagram, just come back here next week, hit that notification bell, and when my new video comes out, you will know and get an update on how this is going. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have a comment, please leave it below. And as usual, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.